Did you know this fact about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Although we do get to see Lego Spider-Man in the movie, Across the Spider-Verse originally was going to include a cameo by a Spider-Man toy, which was going to be controlled by a real human hand. But unfortunately it got cut. The cameos in Across the Spider-Verse that you didn't notice. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse features some very cool cameos from your favorite Spider-Man characters. But did you notice these two cameos in the movie? When we get introduced to the Spider Society, we get to see a whole prison full of iconic Spider-Man villains. And in this scene, we of course get to see Insomniac Spider-Man from the PS4 game. But wait, who are these two guys? Well, the one of the left is Video Man, from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. And the one of the right is actually the Green Goblin from Spider-Man on the Atari 2600, released back in 1982, which is actually the very first Marvel video game.
Did you notice this detail in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse features a very cool parallel between these two characters. But first, let's head back to 2018. With Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, when Peter B. Parker is lecturing Miles, he says,
"How am I supposed to save the whole world?"
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Now if we head back to 2023's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, it totally mirrors this moment when Spider-Man 2099 says,
"You have a choice between saving one person and saving every world."
This fact about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is actually insane. The animation in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse can only be described as incredible. It's hard to think of a scene that isn't remarkable. But this scene in Across the Spider-Verse almost took half a decade to complete. One of the film's co-directors, Joaquin dos Santos, revealed in an interview that the scene in Across the Spider-Verse when Miles makes his thrilling escape from the Spider Society took 4 whole years to animate. If that's not dedication, then I don't know what is. This is a testament to the incredible talent and hard work of the animation team. They poured countless hours into crafting every frame, ensuring that it's nothing short of perfection. What was your favorite scene from Across the Spider-Verse? Did you notice this detail in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Towards the end of the movie, when Gwen confronts her father, we get to see her father become accepting of the fact that Gwen is Spider-Woman. But look closely at this specific shot. You see this cool artwork in the background? Well, this is actually the painting, Circles in a Circle, painted by Vasily Kandinsky. As Kandinsky himself described, the circles in his painting symbolize progress and renewal, which mirrors the transformative journey that Gwen's father undergoes in accepting his daughter as Spider-Woman. By incorporating this visual element, the filmmakers subtly emphasized the idea of personal evolution and the breaking of barriers, ultimately enriching the narrative and deepening the audience's connection to the characters. Did you notice this detail in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? In the scene when Miles is escaping from Spider-Man 2099 while on the train to Nueva York, he glitches, and for a split second, you can see him wearing his store-bought Spider-Man costume from the previous movie. The cameo in Across the Spider-Verse that you missed. In the scene when Spider-Man 2099 forces Gwen to go after Miles after he left to Earth 42, we get to see some cool Spider-Men filling the scene as extras. But if you pay attention to the Spider-Man in the background, we get to see this Spider-Man. Now this may just look like a traditional Spider-Man, but this actually resembles Ultimate Spider-Man from the 2012 show. And this actually makes sense since we saw him in the poster for Across the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man 2099's suit upgrade in Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse features a very cool tease towards Spider-Man 2099's upgrade in Beyond the Spider-Verse. In the scene when Miles first meets Miguel O'Hara, if you have a closer look in the background, we can actually see a machine building Spider-Man 2099's white and red advanced suit. This suit is known to be more durable and more powerful than the traditional red and blue suit, suggesting that Spider-Man 2099 will be stronger in Beyond the Spider-Verse. This will come in useful for Spider-Man 2099, after we see him getting beaten by Miles by absorbing the power from his suit and using it against him. Did you notice this Easter egg in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? Towards the end of the movie, when Kingpin's collider begins to suck everything into it. If you pause right here, you can see the FLDSMDFR from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, another movie made by Spider-Verse directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Tobey Maguire was originally in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller wanted Tobey Maguire to play Peter Parker from the start of the movie, or Peter B. Parker in the main cast. They eventually decided against this to not confuse the common audience, especially in a time when the idea of multiverses weren't mainstream yet.